You've probably heard some version of this lie. Wait until you have real money to invest. Or, it only makes sense if you start with like 10 grand. That single idea is why a lot of people stay broke longer than they have to. Because if you believe investing is only for people with $10,000 sitting in cash, you will always find a reason to delay. You have rent, you have groceries, you have a car that sounds like a blender, and life is getting more expensive every month. So you tell yourself, I'll start later, when things calm down. They don't. And the month you could have invested $25 is gone forever. Today, we're going to destroy that idea. I'm going to show you why investing small amounts works, how to make it automatic so you don't have to be a willpower monster, how to pick something boring and low fee, how Employer Match turns tiny dollars into big dollars, and how time is a bigger flex than income. You do not need $10,000 to start investing. You need a system that works with 50. Let's begin with the real reason people wait. It's not math. It's ego. People want to feel like an investor. They want to see 3 or 4 zeros in the account so it feels worth it. When they log in and see $83.41, it feels like a joke. So they stop. But the market does not care how you feel. The market cares how many dollars you send, how often you send them, and how long they stay there. Your account being small at the start is not a problem. Your account staying small because you never start is the problem. Tiny, consistent, automatic beats big, someday, maybe. Here's the second reason people wait. They confuse minimums with barriers. Some mutual funds used to have $1,000 or $3,000 minimums, so people heard, I can't start. But today, with most brokerages, you can buy ETFs, fractional shares, and even set up an automatic buy with 25, 50, or 100 a month. If you can afford streaming, you can afford to invest. If you can afford takeout twice a week, you can afford to invest. I'm not telling you to never eat out. I am telling you that if you have money to consume, then you have money to plant. The I can't invest line is often I didn't design a system yet. So what does a starter system look like? Keep it stupid simple. Step 1. Open a brokerage or use the one you already have in your bank or retirement plan. Step 2. Pick a broad low-cost index fund or ETF that owns a lot of the market. Total US stock market, S&P 500, Total World. Something boring that doesn't require you to guess which CEO is going to tweet something dumb tomorrow. Step 3. Automate a small amount the day after you get paid. Payday is Friday. Auto invest Saturday. If you get paid twice a month, invest twice a month. If you get paid weekly, invest weekly. The more frequent, the less it hurts. Step 4. Set a recurring calendar reminder every 3 months to increase by $5 or $10. That is it. That's an investing plan. You didn't need $10,000. You needed 4 steps. Let's talk about the most underrated feature in all of personal finance. Starting small is supposed to feel small. That is the point. You are building the habit first and the balance second. If I force you to put $800 a month into investing and your life can't handle it, you will quit. If I tell you to put $50 a month into investing and your life can handle it, you will keep doing it. And once you have been doing it for 6 months and you see your account go from 0 to a few hundred, you stop arguing with the process. You go, okay, this works. What happens if I make it $75? Then $100. Then $150. Then, when you get a raise, you funnel half of it in. That's the real secret. Rich people automate their wins. They don't wait until the end of the month to see what's left. They decide the amount, then live on the rest. Now let's plug in some numbers, because numbers shut people up. Let's say you start with 0. You invest just $100 a month. Not $10,000 at once. Just $100 a month. You do that for 10 years. Let's assume a very basic 7% average annual return, which is a commonly used long-term stock market assumption. At the end of 10 years, you've put in $12,000 of your own money. But your account isn't $12,000. it's around $17,000, $18,000 depending on timing. You made thousands of dollars not because you had a big salary, but because you had time plus consistency. Now imagine that after year 3, you bumped the contribution to $150. Then after year 5, you bumped it to $200. Then after year 7, you started getting employer match in your 401k or group RRSP. Suddenly, you're looking at numbers you did not think were possible with your income. Not because your income is massive, but because you started before things were perfect. This is where employer match destroys the "I need $10,000" myth. If your employer offers to match, for example, 3 or 4 or 5% of your salary inside a retirement plan, and you are not taking it, you are literally saying no to free money. If you make $40,000 a year and your employer matches 5% and you contribute 5%, that's $2,000 a year from you and $2,000 a year from them. That's $4,000 a year getting invested. You did not have $10,000. You had a match. That's better. A match is 100% return on day one before the market even starts doing its thing. Wall Street can't give you that. Crypto can't guarantee that. And it's all because you didn't wait to hit an imaginary number. But what if I only have $25 a month? Then you invest $25 a month. And you raise it by $5 every quarter. That's $20 more a year. That's not heroic. That's just using time. Over 5 years, that slow ladder gets you to $85 or $100 a month without you ever doing something painful. Poor people are told to make giant sacrifices. Smart people make tiny automatic changes no one notices. Another reason people think they need $10,000 is because they want to pick individual stocks. They want to be the person who bought the right company at the right time. That is ego investing. If you only have $50, you should not be trying to guess winners. You should be buying the whole market. A broad index fund makes sense when you are small because it gives you instant diversification. You are not putting $50 on one company and praying they don't have a bad earnings call. You are putting $50 on hundreds or thousands of companies and letting capitalism do what it has been doing for decades. And because your contribution is small, the most important trait is not being smart. It is not quitting. We also have to talk about volatility. People see their account go up and down and think, I can't do this. I don't have enough money to lose. But that is exactly why starting small is smart. If you are investing $50 a month and the market dips, you didn't lose your house. You got practice. You got to watch your balance go down and then back up without panic selling. Starting small is training. By the time you're investing $300 a month, you're calmer because you already watched the market misbehave. People who wait until they have $10,000 and then invest all at once are the ones who freak out when the market drops 15%. People who had been investing tiny amounts for years are like, oh, it's on sale. Here's the other piece no one tells you. When you start investing, you start seeing the world differently. You will feel dumb spending $80 on something you know will be gone in a week when you could send that $80 to your future. You will start saying, I could buy this, but I could also buy more of the market. You stop thinking like a pure consumer and start thinking like an owner. Ownership thinking is how people get rich quietly. Consumption thinking is how people stay busy and broke. So, let me give you a starter blueprint you can screenshot in your head. Step 1. Find out if you have employer match. If yes, contribute at least enough to get the full match. Non-negotiable. That alone is better than having $10,000 on day 1. Step 2. If you do not have a retirement plan, open a tax-advantaged account available in your country, a Roth IRA, a TFSA, something like that, and auto-deposit a small amount every month. Step 3. Choose a boring, diversified ETF or index fund, low fee, and auto-invest. Step 4. Every quarter, increase your contribution by $5 or $10. Step 5. Never stop, even when the news is screaming. That's it. You do that for 3 to 5 years, and you will look back and laugh that you once thought you needed $10,000 to start. Let's talk psychology for a second. Small investing is not exciting. No one is going to clap for you when you auto-invest $50. But small investing is trustworthy. Big, dramatic moves make good stories, but boring money wins. If you can build a system that takes money from your paycheck automatically and sends it to an investment, you actually understand you are ahead of most people. Most people are still arguing in comments about which stock is better. You're over here building. What about debt? A good rule is this: always take the employer match even if you have debt, because match is too big to skip. After that, split your extra money between paying off high-interest debt and investing. It does not have to be all or nothing. You can do both slowly. Anyone telling you you must be debt-free before you invest is ignoring time. Anyone telling you only invest, never pay extra on debt, is ignoring math. Do both. Even if it's $25 toward debt and $25 toward investing. The real win is momentum. Now let's future pace you. Imagine it's 24 months from now. You started with $50 a month. You raised it every quarter. You got a small raise at work and added half of it to your contribution. You picked a simple index fund and ignored drama. You didn't buy a single hot thing. You didn't guess. And now you open your account and see 4 figures. Then 5. You didn't need a miracle. You needed to start before you felt ready. You will never say, "I wish I started later." You will always say, "I should have started earlier." So start earlier. Final point. If you make investing dependent on having $10,000 first, you are making wealth dependent on a version of you that does not exist yet. If you make investing dependent on $50 right now, you are making wealth dependent on the version of you that is watching this today. That version is real. That version can open an account tonight. That version can turn on auto-invest tonight. That version can bump it in 3 months. That version can become a person with a portfolio, not a person with a plan. You don't need $10,000 to start. You need to start so that one day $10,000 is not a big number anymore. This is compound state. We don't wait for perfect. We build with what we have.